I'm also going to give a lot of the money away if I meet people that are going through some tough times. And there's another explosion. Wow. War on a Sunday in Kharkiv. Alright, so I'm at the Dnipro bus terminal. I was not able to find a train, and these buses are absolutely horrible to figure out. Oh my god, I hope I get on the right one. Let's see if I do. So I have 6 military guys in this little autobus with their giant guns. So I don't know if that's a sign of, well, you know, a good sign, or if I'm an easy target. There's a lot of weapons in this bus right now. Welcome to Kharkiv, where the streets are very, very empty. So I wasn't expecting this to happen. I'm carrying this big pile of American cash with me and a whole bunch of Hryvnia as well, and I decided to exchange some of the American into Hryvnia because I'm probably going to just start handing this cash out to random people all over the place. That's kind of my plan. If I can find some organizations that need some help, I'm going to give them some big chunks, you know, animal shelters and supplies and just anything. But if it's just regular people on the streets that need some help, then I want to be able to have this money to hand out to them. So I went into a currency exchange, went to give them $300 US, all in 20s. She would only take 100 because the other 200 in 20s had tiny little marks on them, like little marks. So like an ink dot on one and like a little marker dot on an, I don't know, very, very minimal damage to them. She wouldn't take it at all. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't your country at war right now? Couldn't you use these American dollars right now? But no, she wouldn't take it. She only took the 100 from the 300, so. But it is quiet. It is a ghost town. Wow. Expected. So this gives you an idea. This is a busy Saturday afternoon here in Kharkiv on a busy street. I just walked by this little sweetie. I actually thought she was a pile of dirt. She was curled up in a little ball and looked like a rock. And then the rock meowed. Oh, are you homeless? Are you a refugee, huh? Well, she doesn't want any of my water. She doesn't want any little cookies, huh? I guess you're not hungry, you're not thirsty. You just miss love, huh? Yes, I know. Me too. Well, it's only 7:45 on a Saturday evening, at a very busy intersection. This is Kharkiv during a war. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock and the sun's already down, as you can see. Apparently there's a curfew at 10 o'clock here in Kharkiv, but I think absolutely everything closes at 7. I've been walking for 1 hour trying to find something to eat. There is nothing, I mean zero. There's not one restaurant, there's not a fast food joint, there's not a supermarket, there's not even a corner store selling a cookie. I think this entire city shuts down at 7. It's dark at 8 and the curfew is at 10, which looks like to me the curfew is like now. So I'm trying to figure out where the heck I'm staying. I got to get myself to my room. And I'm trying to find food on the way, but I have a feeling I'm going to be eating my socks for dinner tonight because there is zero food anywhere. Good morning from Kharkiv. Time to give you a bit of an update on last night. I didn't bother to record it because it was complete and total darkness and I was completely lost, so I was swearing the whole friggin' time anyways. I think that was my first blast. Yes, that was my first explosion that I've just heard. I have no idea how far away that was. So what was I saying? Yeah. Now I don't know if because of this war there's some type of GPS scrambling system in effect, but my GPS last night, whether it was Google Maps or Maps.me, was jumping all over the place. The little blue arrow was telling me I was 50 kilometers away from where I actually was. Also, there was a bunch of streets and houses and even a pizza restaurant that was on my map, on my GPS's, that didn't actually exist at all. So the GPS told me to go down a street and there wasn't even a street there. It told me that there was a pizza restaurant and it was actually a meadow full of cows. A bit of an update, I'm actually heading to Shevchenko Park right now. It's actually the busiest and biggest park in the city, especially today on a Sunday. I'm going to do my street project today and I'm going to give complete 100% free photos / postcards to absolutely everybody. They choose a picture, they get it for free. I'm also going to give a lot of the money away if I meet people that are going through some tough times. And there's another explosion. Wow. War on a Sunday in Kharkiv. So something I found out when I got here as well is that there is a curfew. It is 10 o'clock at night. However, it is dark about 8 o'clock and you cannot see anything inside or out. The street lights are off, the buildings are off, everything. They made a law here in Kharkiv as well that you have to keep all of your windows boarded up. So I guess some things were open, but because of the cardboard and the wood that is on all of the windows and doors, you couldn't see through. So not only is there zero street lights, zero city lights, but there are zero lights coming from the inside of things as well. Here's a little bit of action for you. This is obviously the furthest east I have been when it comes to this war, and it's the most damage I've seen thus far to buildings, cars, and there'll be a lot more to see as I explore more of the city. But again, because I arrived last night and it is Sunday today, I'm doing things in reverse. I'm going to do my street project first. It is the weekend, and then I will explore a couple of days Kharkiv and try and document what I see and hear and feel in this city as well. So time to go to work. So this is my first experience hearing shelling, gunfire and explosions in the distance. You can't hear it right now, but to me, being a person who's never been around war before, it sounds like construction. Bunch of banging and exploding noises, and the more I listen to it, it is gunfire and it is explosions. Here's an example of a supermarket. They've got cardboard on all of the windows, so at night you can't see anything. It's completely shut down. Well, the driver jumped out of the tram to go get himself a sandwich. He picked up a little donut while everyone's waiting for him inside. So she's the first super excited person to choose a photo. She actually chose one by hand, Beirut, Lebanon. So she gets a special gift.
Thank you.
Спасибо, thank you very much.
Can you give me
It's not bad. Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very
Спасибо,
much.
thank you. Good morning. It is Monday morning, and today is going to be a full, big, long-ass day of exploring. Many parks, old buildings, just everything. Never been to Kharkiv. Let's go check it out. So most of the day I'm going to be using my GoPro and my cell phone because my DSLR camera is getting a lot of attention with security and police. So I probably won't do a lot of zooming today, you know, into the broken windows and things like that. So panoramic shots only. This is Svobody Square, and it's surrounded by the National University. And I'm not sure if you can see in this video, but a lot of the windows have been blasted out. All of the fountains have been turned off, so there's no water anywhere in the city. And all of the, I'd say 90% of the monuments, statues, everything is completely covered up, wrapped up by sandbags, and then some sheeting over top as well. So everything in the city's covered up. So again, this is the Krakow National University, and I can see that numerous windows have been blown out. They've been covered up with wood. And again, this university wraps around this entire square, hidden in all these trees, and a lot of these windows have been blasted out. So this university was hit hard. So this square you can see right in front of me, while many of the Kharkivians, let's call them, say this is the largest square in Europe. Many would agree, but I guess there's a lot of other Europeans that say it's not the largest square in Europe. So I'm just gonna call this one Big Ass Square. And you may not be able to see, but I would say pretty much every window has been blown out in this square. This square was definitely hit big time. So I'm now going to go into Taras Shevchenko Park and Garden. It's the largest and apparently most beautiful park in all of Krakow. Shevchenko Park is full of various bronze statues and different monuments representing well, many street performers, poets. So as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the, well, pretty much every single water fountain in the city has been shut off. Apparently this is a huge one in the middle of Shevchenko Park. It goes on different levels. Starts sort of halfway through the park and keeps dropping down different levels. And down there at the end is actually the zoo. This here is the main entrance to the Kharkiv Zoo. This, I was told, is, well, it's kind of like a monument, but sort of an artwork representing the zoo. Apparently it's a whole bunch of monkeys that are playing. And they've covered that up. I don't think they're real monkeys. And again, this is the entrance to the zoo. I was told when the war started, they evacuated many of the animals, but there are still a lot of animals here at the zoo. And it looks like a very modern zoo, totally up to date. And I gotta say one thing, so far exploring through Kharkiv, it's a super clean city. So I'm gonna cheat actually, and I'm gonna take a peek through here and show you what this is. And that is the monument that's covered up. I guess it's various monkeys playing instruments. So that monument way down there in the distance that is completely covered up is the Taras Shevchenko monument. It's, well, right from the bottom to the top, it is wrapped in sandbags and then a covering over it as well. So that is very well protected. Well, I will say this, if you like bright colors, beautiful flowers, and a very clean park, this is the place to visit. Located approximately in the center of Shevchenko Park is Whiskey Bar and Crystal Cafe. Also located in Shevchenko Park is this kino/cinema and theater. And tucked away in the corner is Nemo Dolphin Park and Hotel and Spa. And another security guard yelling and running at me because I'm taking a photo of Nemo Dolphin Park that's totally closed. A lot of people yelling at me lately. Yesterday when I came to Shevchenko Park, I actually entered through this giant stairway down to the main road. And surprisingly, from all of Ukraine, this is the only wheelchair accessible thing I have seen. So very modern, very cool stairway. Well, sadly, yet again, plans have canceled and changed. I was supposed to meet my translator from yesterday's project. She was going to give me a tour of the city a little bit, either in the vehicle or just walk around, show me some things, but she's canceled. So one thing you will notice with your time in Ukraine is making plans, keeping plans, and not changing plans is 99% impossible. And it's not because of the war, it's the culture here. Good people, but super flaky when it comes to getting it done, making a decision, following through, and not canceling. So it has happened numerous times in all of my visits here in Ukraine. Getting people to follow through is very, very hard. So this building on one side of the street was completely nailed, all the windows blown out, the building almost collapsing, but right across the street is a beautiful restaurant, not even touched. So this church here is totally full of bullet holes, shelling marks all over the side of it. This here is a children's bookstore, and it was hit hard. This street here is called Pushkinska, and it's one of the main streets for shopping and pretty much everything here in Kharkiv. Welcome to a, well, big park. Well, I must say, when you go to one of the largest parks in the city and it's full of amusement park stuff and lots of rides and toys and areas for kids to play, and there's not one kid, it's kind of creepy. I was speaking to my friend the other day, did a count I think a few weeks ago, and she said there's 27 children in the entire city of Kharkiv, so they're not here today. Wherever those 27 are, they're not playing in this park. So this is a huge park, and it's a mixture of amusement park and regular park. It's completely free. It's just a main gate to come in, and all of the rides are probably separate. There's haunted houses, and there's spooky saloons, and there's some roller coasters. There's rides for kids, rides for teenagers, a little bit of everything. But there's zero people here. I mean, there's not even any squirrels on the trees. I think they went west as well. There's a haunted house right here, a couple of rides over here as well. It is a very cool area. I imagine normal times this is the place to be on the weekend with the kids. But it's eerie how quiet it is here.
Харків на перемогу. Я вас люблю.
From Canada, yes?
Люблю вас, Канада.
So here's a super random update. The guy I'm staying with actually gave me a call about 20 minutes ago, and he says tonight they've done a last minute change and they have a curfew of 7 p.m. It's now like just after 6, well I have to hurry my ass home apparently. So tonight for some random reason, it is Monday night, they're doing a 7 p.m. curfew. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. it lifts and it's a regular day. However, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. the curfew starts again and they're having a lockdown where you cannot leave, like martial law lockdown. You cannot leave your home for 24 hours. So all day Wednesday is a lockdown in your home, and then Thursday evening at 7 p.m. I guess it lifts for a few hours until the 10 o'clock curfew. Because Wednesday is Ukrainian Independence Day and they're expecting some large attack anywhere and possibly in Kharkiv. So that's the plan, is to get my ass home in 30 minutes and then possibly leave tomorrow and go to Kiev. If not, I'm stuck for a day or a day and a half in my apartment. A lot of the people, a lot of the locals are pissed off. I spoke to a few of them today and they said, man, like it's bad enough that we have a war and you could die tomorrow, but we can't go out, we can't do anything. We can't go out past 7 o'clock. We can't go to a 9 o'clock movie. We can't go to the nightclub. Like, they had 2 years of COVID, 2 years of lockdown where no one could do anything. And then as soon as COVID was about to lift, boom, there's a war. Now, they're having kind of mixed emotions. Part of the people are saying, well, we're doing these curfews so we can empty the streets, so the government, you know, the military can run around and find the Russian spies and whatever. And then other people are saying, if they're gonna attack us, they're gonna attack us. They're gonna shoot us, they're gonna shoot us. Like, they're not gonna say, oh, curfew's on, everybody's at home, so we can't do any shooting now. With my 3 months here, I'm telling you, this curfew is bloody annoying, and we're trying to figure out like the military point of view, you know, the military angle, why have this curfew? So some cities it's 11, some cities it's at 10. At Dnipro it was midnight. Some cities they turn all the lights off, some cities they do not. And now here it's 7 p.m. in Kharkiv, and as for 7 p.m. tomorrow, you can't leave your freaking house for 24 hours. So I think it's time for me to get out of here. Nice city, Kharkiv, but it's well, it's after 7 p.m. and the curfew has begun and the city is empty. This guy's walking me home. He came over to say hi to me on the way home and I gave him some meat for my shawarma and now he's my best friend. Oh, hey. Hey, be nice, leave him alone. How are you? You scared my friend away. You okay? So I just received a couple messages actually at the same time from 3 different people saying the next 2 days are very important for Ukraine. One is Day of the Flag, and the other one is Ukrainian Independence Day, I guess back to back. There's a lot of people saying that there's going to be a huge attack. They're sort of predicting that something big may happen in the next 2 days. I was debating staying here in Kharkiv. I'm not really worried about the attack part. This sounds funny to say, what I'm worried about is sitting in this building that I'm looking at where I'm staying for 2 days straight with nothing to do, nowhere to go. So I think tomorrow morning I hopefully will go to one of the humanitarian organizations here that are doing great things in Kharkiv. supplying medical, food, things for children here in the East. And I hope to donate pretty much all the money, if not all the money that I've made from people buying photos from me across Ukraine, as promised to everyone. And if that happens, then tomorrow afternoon, I believe I will take a 1 p.m. train. It's approximately 8 hours to Kiev. I don't know if they're going to have this whole martial law lockdown also in Kiev. I'll find out. I'm not sure if it's just here in Kharkiv or across the country, but hanging out here for 2 days and just looking out a window is going to drive me nuts. That's it for tonight. Good night, and hopefully in the morning we've got some good news with this organization. So